my husband, who's a resident here at Avita, and I have been married for 52 years. One of my friends and his wife had just purchased a brand new large trailer, and they were selling this vintage Spartan trailer. And as Ray finished his cereal one morning, he wrote on the back of the cereal box, "For sale," stuck it in the window, and Stutz managed to see that.
So that was friends of yours?
Friends of mine and my parents.
Well, it was quite by circumstance. Carol was an operating room nurse, a private scrub nurse for Dr. John Streeter in Boston. I was an engineer, a marine engineer, a merchant marine, between trips. And my apartment was in Watertown, Whitney Plaza, right near St. Patrick's Church there. And one of the girls knew of a party that was going on at the apartment complex. Carol and I spent that night together. We spent the next day together. In fact, we were inseparable unless the time that she had to work. We were just together. And I know from my own perspective that Carol was a person that I wanted to spend the rest of my life with.
Well, I worked at a handicapped children's home, and often on weekends I would take a couple of the kids out to picnics or movies. So when I found out that Stutz was going to have one of his racing cars on display at the local mall, I asked a couple of our Capper boys if they would like to come. There's so many boys who, when they found out about it, wanted to come that the Capper Foundation ended up sending a small bus or a van. Stutz never batted an eyelash. He knelt with the younger children. He knelt right down, was talking to them on eye level. It was just a really wonderful afternoon, and I knew at that point that it was a confirmation of his character and what kind of a guy he was, and that my time with him was very well spent.
I felt I loved him right as soon as I saw him.
Yeah. Like I say, we spent that night together, the next day, we were inseparable.
Yeah.
And except for her coming here to live for a while, we have been that way for 50 years.
So what do you think the key is to a successful marriage?
I think really caring for each other. That, I've known people that it seemed like a real love match, but that kind of faded. And Stutz and I started out really caring about each other.
I love to laugh. We love to have fun. When we get together with family, we're always telling stories. And of course, with my merchant marine background, each time I tell a story, it gets more and more embellished. So it's stretched a little bit, but it's entertaining, and we just love to be happy. And it's been a good ride, 50 years.
We have I have never really fight with him or anything like that.
She paid all the bills, she did all the shopping. She's a whiz. And I basically took care of cleaning the house and yard and stuff like that.
Yeah, especially after we were not able to see each other, and that I wasn't able to sit down and talk to him and show him the photographs and tell him about these things. I started sending in pictures with very detailed captions and sending in letters telling him about our history, our personal history, some of his family history, because I was really worried about my connection to Stutz being broken. I just want to keep that intact as long as possible.